Hi, this is Attorney Joe Mitchell, Philadelphia, and I wanted to talk to you about getting your pardon application done. And this is going to be a series, and this is one of the early videos in the series where we're going to talk about the first several steps that you need to take in order to get this pardon application completed. So I want to first go through the pardon application beginning pieces with you so that you'll understand what you do. Now, the pardon application is something that you will download from online, and there'll be a link that's right around here that will enable you to do that. But you can also just Google Pennsylvania Board of Pardon application, and that application will, if you play around a little bit, the application will be pretty obvious to you. So when you get that application, here's what it's going to look like. Okay, I'm not going to be over here in the corner, but we will definitely have a beginning page where it says know your options, because there are several options that you have in terms of what you can do to get your record cleaned off. Okay, and that's what my intention is that you who have changed, who have taken several years since you've been in any kind of criminal trouble and reformed yourself, that now it's time to erase your record so that you can start anew. So know your options. We're not going to go into these right now, but I just want to show you that you have the option of limited access, clean slate, which is automatic sealing, and then clemency options. Okay. Now, what we're dealing with in this series is the pardon. The commutation is only when you're still on probation or you're still in jail. You can get your sentence commuted. You can ask the governor to commute your sentence. But what we're doing is we're dealing with a pardon for a crime where you have served your sentence completely. And now it's time to ask the governor to let it be gone, to erase this record so that you don't have to live with the stigma of this criminal conviction. So let's look at the application. So there are a bunch of filing instructions here, and the most important thing is step 1, obtain court documents. Now, you actually have to do this on a physical level. So at whatever county that you were convicted in, you need to go to the courthouse and you need to get these court records that are set forth here. Okay, so if there are multiple counties, you need to go to multiple counties to get the records. If it's just one county like Philadelphia, you just go to the Philadelphia Criminal Justice Center and you ask them for the court where they store the court documents, because you're going to need court documents that are not online. They're not just like right around online here. You're going to need to get them physically from the courthouse. So in any case, this is the case where you've been convicted. You need to get the criminal complaint, which is the complaint that is against you, that tells the charges and tells you what happened. Affidavit of probable cause, which goes into the details of what happened. Criminal information indictment, final plea or verdict, sentencing order, and the proof of payment. Okay? We'll go through a lot of this stuff when we go through the docket sheet. But for now, just know that these are the documents that you need to get at the courthouse. And generally, there may be a slight charge for these things. Usually, they're somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 10 cents per copy. And if there's 50 pages, that can be a little bit of money. It's not super cheap, but not super expensive either. But the step one is to obtain these documents. Step two is filling out the application. Okay. Now we only are dealing with a pardon. We're not dealing with any kind of commutations or anything like that. This is only dealing with pardons, and that's what you want to do. Is you want to have a conviction which you have completed the sentence. That means including probation, including everything. You are no longer serving the sentence for the crime that you committed. So let's look at it here. You keep scrolling down here. And here it says, these are the different steps. These are the factors you want, when you get the application, of course, you're going to want to read these things. And these factors are covered in another video. This video is about starting to fill out the application. So you don't complete this top section here, and then the type of clemency requested is a pardon. That's what you want to request. And if you've previously filed one, you want to have to put that in there. And this is just your applicant information. It's pretty self-explanatory. The most important thing is that you give them an email address that's current, phone number that's current, because they may try to they're going to want to get in touch with you, because part of this application process is to have an interview with you. So they need to get in touch with you in order to have that interview. Representation. If you're representing yourself, you check this box, and then all of the rest of this information you don't need to put in there. If a friend is representing you, and a friend does not have to be a lawyer, family member can represent you. Regardless of whether they're representing you, I really suggest that you have a third party look over your application to make sure that everything makes sense. Okay? And then if you have an attorney, obviously, you're going to click that. And that is and then what you have to do is you have to do section 3, which is list all the convictions for which you're seeking your pardon. But that is covered in the next section. So this is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You go to the court and you get your records, and then you fill out your application with all of the pertinent information, including representation. So thank you for listening for this one. Please go to the next lesson where we're going to talk about convictions and how to put them into the application.